Well, last time I was here, and I told you that it was really difficult managing this whole motherhood thing with being the Attorney General, and I believe I was racing out to a baseball game. I did make the end of that, by the way, thank you. It is nonetheless still difficult, as like just coming off the holiday season, as I'm sure many of you were like me, midnight shopping. Are there children in here? Frantically trying to figure out where the elf goes. Our elf on the shelf is named Tom Brady, by the way. I put our elf in the shelf in a light fixture. My husband rushed in one morning. He's like, "You put the elf in the shelf in a light fixture. It's gonna catch fire." I'm like, "That is not gonna catch fire. That's a cute idea." He pulls it out and it was on fire. So now it has a hole in the chest. Poor Tom Brady. Both Tom Bradys are suffering right now, I think. But last year I said to you my motto was going to be, capitalism works best without criminals. Right? So for all of you entrepreneurs in here, I'd like you to know I've started a T-shirt company. I have T-shirts, bumper stickers that say that in the lobby. Proceeds go to a good cause, fighting crime. But I am here again to report to you what we've done in the last year to make sure that is a reality. And I am proud to say that as the Attorney General in the past year, we have recovered $153 million for consumers in Florida, because recovered it from fraudsters and scammers and deceptive practices. I reorganized our Medicaid fraud unit, the leadership, re-energized that unit, saving taxpayer money, and we've recovered $40 million through Medicaid fraud. Whoa. And I talked a little bit last year about how we protect the good actors, the good stakeholders in our marketplace. Retail theft costs businesses $50 billion annually. As you can imagine, retail theft often crosses jurisdictional lines, so that gives my office an ability to do something about it through statewide prosecution. I will tell you from our efforts this year, we have now 150 defendants in retail theft cases through my Office of Statewide Prosecution, with many more targets that we are working towards actively in partnerships with law enforcement to date. We also formed a senior protection team, and I talked a lot about seniors on the campaign trail and how we could do better as a state to protect them by streamlining efforts, making sure we're working among agencies and within the own office of the Attorney General's office. So we built a senior protection team, and I'm proud to say we've already sent people to jail, recovered hundreds of thousands of dollars, and found new ways that we can work with agencies across the state of Florida to protect our seniors, which is a growing population and will continue to be here in the state of Florida. So we have a strong Florida. We have a AAA bond rating, 48-year low crime rate. We are doing wonderful in Florida. We are strong, but we can be better. And since I started asking you to hire me to be your Attorney General, I was saying we can have a stronger, a safer Florida. I campaigned on that, and I still believe that. How do we get there? Because I'm not focused on where we've been, I'm focused on where we're going. I believe we will have a stronger, safer Florida when we realize that criminals are the enemy and not law enforcement. And we will have a stronger, safer Florida when government and leaders remember to listen before we act. When we remember and realize that now in this age of technology, we have to be vigilant about protecting our technology and infrastructure so that we're protected against hackers and we can protect Floridians from cyber fraud and scams. We will be a stronger and safer Florida when we impress upon our communities that human trafficking is taking place in our backyards and that traffickers get 50 years for trying to traffic someone for $50. We will have a stronger and safer Florida when we can convince the FDA to act before our children are hooked on a dangerous chemical substance. We will have a stronger, safer Florida when our sporting venues are not safer than our schools. And we will have a stronger and safer Florida when thousands of people every year stop dying from opioid overdose. I have been committed to all of these things since taking office last year. We just celebrated 1 year in office. It seems like an eternity. But I am still committed as your Attorney General, and I promise to live up to the expectations of you, my bosses, that I am working every day to make sure that that vision, my vision for a stronger, safer Florida, is implemented and turns into a reality. That is my promise to you. I will not take my eye off the ball. And I also promise to keep reporting back to you, my bosses, with progress reports, and I look forward to seeing you again here next year at this wonderful dinner. Next year, I'm going to tell them to turn up the heat to 101. And until then, remember, capitalism works best without criminals. Thank you so much.